This is but one of the legends of which the people speak. Long ago, there existed a kingdom where a golden power lay hidden. It was a prosperous land, blessed with green forests, tall mountains, and peace. But one day, a man of great evil found the golden power and took it for himself. With its strength at his command, he spread darkness across the kingdom. But then, when all hope had died and the hour of doom seemed at hand, a young boy, clothed in green, appeared as if from nowhere. Wielding the blade of evil's bane, he sealed the Dark One away and gave the land light. This boy, who traveled through time to save the land, was known as the Hero of Time. The boy's tale was passed down through generations until it became legend. But then, a day came when a fell wind began to blow across the kingdom. The great evil that all thought had been forever sealed away by the hero. Once again, crept forth from the depths of the earth, eager to resume its dark designs. The people believed that the Hero of Time would again come to save them. But the hero did not appear. Faced by an onslaught of evil, the people could do nothing but appeal to the gods. In their last hour, as doom drew nigh, they left their future in the hands of fate. What became of that kingdom? None remain who know. The memory of the kingdom vanished, but its legend survived on the wind's breath. On a certain island, it became customary to guard boys in green when they came of age. Clothed in green of fields, they aspired to find heroic blades and cast down evil. The elders wished only for the youths to know courage, like the hero of legend. I knew you'd be here. This is my favorite spot to gaze out to sea. When I play with the gulls, I call it Errol's Lookout. So, do you remember what day it is today? You're still half asleep, aren't you? Did you forget? Big brother, it's your birthday! That's why Grandma's been waiting for you to come back to the house. She's been waiting for a while now. It's a good thing I came to find you. You should probably go home and see what Grandma wants, don't you think? Hello, Kukomi here, and welcome to Legend of wow. We're like a minute in, 2 minutes, 3-4 minutes, and I already messed up the intro. But yes, Kukomi here, and welcome to the Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. Once in a while ago, say, oh god, I almost think it's been a decade ago. But way back, this game was considered the black sheep of the Zelda series. Not any longer, it's got quite the following. More like, it's gained its popularity. People review this game as one of the best Zelda games made to date. And I sort of agree with that. And yes, you can auto-jump across rocks like this, that's what the kid would tell you. In fact, I want to make a point to talk to every NPC we can, just to see the interesting dialogue. Wow, I hope I'll be able to jump like you someday, Link. Well then, I don't know if Link's the person to aspire to when jumping, but then again, I remember there was a time I was doing laundry as a freshman in college. There was a laundry room, and I was just putting my laundry in, well, the laundry machine. How many times can I say laundry in one sentence? And there was this other guy there who, I started talking to him about stuff. We ended up discussing anime. And then I was just going to sit and wait there for a while, so I actually jumped on top of the laundry machine and just sat on it and wait there. Not on the one that was active because that was rumbling and that would have felt really weird. But the moment I did that, the guy just looked at me and was, wow, you're really good at jumping! And I'm like, thanks? I never thought of myself as good at jumping, but apparently so. I'm going to mess with some options really quick, particularly the camera. Can I not do inverse axis? Please? Game? Well, I guess I can't do inverse axis. Or inverse y-axis. I can do inverse x-axis, but not inverse y-axis. That's kind of weird. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to get used to this camera, because I'm normally used to up going down and down going up, because I like playing with inverted y-axis. Let's see what you have to say. I just saw a wild pig. Ooh, see? Look, that black one there. Don't you see him? This is perfect. My wife was just telling me how she really wanted the pet. Excuse me. Now ready to go grab it, Link? Now, you can't just run up to it. Pigs are too alert to their surroundings for you to just jog up and capture one. If you want to get close, you'll have to hold ZR to crouch and tilt the left stick to crawl slowly up behind it. Slowly. You could also distract it with bait, I guess. Oh yeah, you think I can't do that? Well, hold on, what's it? Watch this, good sir. Oh, hey, pig, come back here, I want to prove a point. See, look at that, I don't need no stealth. I got this. Can I talk to him, or do I have to throw the pig? Take this pig. Remember, you can't frighten the little unkers. Please, you have no idea who you're talking to. I don't need no stealth, I can just brute force everything. Well, why don't we go talk to the lady with the jar on her head, since we have a pig on our head. See, we're matching, it's almost like we're siblings or something. Hooray, I'm just like you, lady. I'm aspiring to be like you. Oh, Link, happy birthday! Hey, did your sister Ariel... Okay, one, I don't know how to pronounce her name properly, so I'm sorry if I get it wrong a lot. I tend to be bad with that stuff. Did your sister Ariel find you? She was supposed to tell you that your grandmother is looking for you. Speaking of your sister, she saw me at work the other day, and she said she wanted to learn to carry jars on her head, like me, so she could help your grandma with chores. So, if you see her, tell her that all she has to do is stand in front of a jar and press A to carry it. To put the jar down, she just has to press ZR. Can you tell her that for me? Nope. I don't get it, like, is carrying jars on your head supposed to be like a better way to carry it or something? Oh god, this guy. So, funny story about this guy. Whenever I've played this initially with my sister, he would always like try to run after you, but of course with that giant thing of snot coming out of his nose, my sister would be like, "Oh, run away! It's disgusting! Oh God!" And we'd make a game of see if we need outrun him, because eventually he'll move to over by the bridge. So whenever we had to cross, we'd be like, "Oh God, okay, it's time to dodge a snot-nosed kid." Let's see what you have to say. Your grandma was calling for you, Link. And so was my mom. Also, can I just point out that this... Thank you for interrupting me, random old man. Yes, you can target people with ZL and then speak to them with A. This is basically your tutorial for that. If you played Ocarina of Time, they have a similar thing for this when you first go to the store. And yeah, he tells us that he can teach us a few tricks. But before we go to the random old man, who didn't promise candy, so why would we even go to him? One, we can backflip over the fence. But seriously, this guy, he talks about like how rare the black pig is. Do you know how tiny this island is? Like, I mean, granted, there's that part up there that you can't really get to easily. But still, like, how did you not notice it until then? Because I doubt the pig just fell out of nowhere. I don't know. Okay. Well, enough dilly-dallying. Let's go see what Grandma has for us. You can see she's not here, but a nice little thing is that we can see a picture of Link and Ariel. Or Ariel? Again, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Leave in the comments if you know how to pronounce her name. And yes, you can enter first person mode, and look around moving the Wii U gamepad or the right analog stick by pressing in the right analog stick. Useful to know. I played through most of the game without knowing that. So you don't need it, but it's very useful to know. I've been waiting for you, Link. Link. Try these on. Time certainly flies. I can't believe you're already old enough to wear these clothes. You got the hero's clothes. They look like they might be a little warm for this weather. I guess you could say they look uncomfortably warm. Don't look so disappointed, dear one. Just try them on. Today is a day to celebrate. It is the day that you become the same age as the young hero spoken of in all the legends. I love Link's face. No, I don't wanna. You only have to wear them for one day, so don't look so down. Be proud, child. In the olden days, this was the day boys were finally considered to be men. They were taught ways of the sword to prepare them for battle with their enemies. But we don't live in such an age any longer. Our ways are the ways of peace. Nowadays, I suppose Orca is the only one on the island who still knows anything about swordplay. Hanging the family shield on the wall as decoration is another tradition that has been carried down from those days. Does all of this make sense to you? Isn't that nice, Link? They suit you perfectly. A perfect fit. Well, tonight I'm going to invite the whole town over for your birthday party, so I better start getting ready, shouldn't I? Your grandma's going to make your favorite suit tonight for you. I just know you're looking forward to it. Now go get your sister Ariel. With that, we now have these uncomfortably warm clothes. $10, 10 imaginary internet bucks to the person who gets that reference. I will be very sad if no one gets that. But yeah. And she did mention something about Orca being the only person who knows swordplay. But before we do that, why don't we put our crouching skills to use, don't take that out of context, and see what's under here. This is a nice little just area. If you notice it, you can see up Link's shirt if you're really into that, but I'm not gonna judge if you are, just saying. But we're gonna move on from that topic And we can see we're going to plunder Grandma's savings. Hooray! Get an orange rupee. Just one of these is worth 100 rupees. Your face is beaming. Yeah, 100 rupees right off the bat. You don't have to get this, but I recommend grabbing it. I don't remember what our max rupee count is at the beginning of the game, but I believe it's something around 500? Maybe it's 200? I don't remember. It changes on the Zelda game, so that's why I don't remember. But while we're going over to see our sister, because, you know, like Grandma said, we have no need for swordplay, but then again, this guy did say he wanted to teach us some tricks, so why don't we go talk to him? So we'll talk to him, and then I want to talk about this game in general and what you can expect from this Let's Play. And he magically teleports inside without us knowing! Are you a wizard, good sir? So soon. My. If you're old enough to be wearing those clothes, then it's going to be very important for you to gather as much wisdom as you can from now on. If you're to make your way in the world, that is, Link. Now, I've been studying a wealth of topics since long before you were born. I'm what you'd call a brain of all trades. You're a smart one, little fellow, yourself, aren't you? I've been thinking it's time for me to pass some of my wisdom down, and maybe you're the one I should pass it down to. Everything you see here tacked to the walls here is something that I've researched thoroughly, and before you ask, yes, I know my filing system is odd. Organizational issues aside, however, it's all extremely useful information. You would do well to read it all very carefully. Reading leads to knowing, you know. Shut your racket! Can't you keep it quiet? You've knocked everything off my shelves, you dratted hooligan! Honestly, the hooligan I'm referring to is my younger and much less intelligent brother who lives just downstairs. He hates studying. All day, every day, the lad just exercise and practice with his weapons. Does he exercise his brain? No. The brain's a muscle too. I think. Anyway, the only thing he does study is the art of fighting. Right now, for instance, he's been studying fencing and whatnot. As if that's of any use to anyone. He simply doesn't know how to do anything besides exercise. I ask you, what's a brother to do? Well, yes, you can see here, he has plenty of notes on the wall. I've never personally went through and read these, but I imagine these are just tutorials, and I know people who post notes on the wall to, sort of organize their thoughts. But yes, let's just read one or two of them. Sturgeon's 1-point lessons. Lesson 1, the energy of life. To be young is to know no limits to one's stamina. To become stronger, one must first know oneself. The current heart in the upper left shows one current life energy. Perhaps a fancier way to describe it would be to call it a life gauge. As one experiences trials and hardships in life, one will naturally gain more hearts. However, if one is injured and takes damage, those hearts will decrease. As such, it may be possible to replenish one's health by using a potion or fairy. Now you see, what he failed to mention is that you can find random hearts by cutting grass. But let's put a little asterisk next to that. I'll get to that in a moment. Becoming the champion of life. Learn all there is in lessons 1 through 9. And do not complain and do not stay up all night playing. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my mother. Let's just read one more, since that was sort of just a, hey, just take all these lessons hard. This should be 5? Yep, 5. I can count. How to not regret things one fails to do in life. A very important lesson. There are many things one longs to do in the limited time one has in this world. The easiest way to not regret things one wanted to do, but failed to do, is to save. While one may feel invincible and wish to continue one's quest, one never knows when disaster or calamity may strike. If one's life energy is extinguished before one had a chance to save, then one's life will have been lived in vain. It is a shame to regret the deeds one has failed to accomplish in life, so get in the habit of tapping save button on the item screen to save your progress. When playing only with the Wii U gamepad, press plus and then save. And just because we can, we're gonna pick up and throw this at the guy. Ha ha ha, you can't do anything. Let's see what's up here. But yes, I wanted to go up, or, well, I am going up, but I wanted to talk about Wind Waker, because I'm not playing the original Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. The original one came out in the GameCube, and it came out, God, like, I'm recording this in 2017, I think the original came out in 2002, so that's been like, what, 15 years now, a decade and a half? It's crazy to think about. I remember when this game was new. Am I old yet? I'm only 20. But yeah, and Nintendo decided back in like 2015 or so, I don't remember what year exactly, maybe it was 2014, to re-release Wind Waker as an HD remake on the Wii U. And yes, the Wii U, haha. Funny, the console that only like 5 people own. But this game, while I don't think it needed the HD treatment, it was fine as it was, it does look really nice as an HD remake. And of all the Zelda games to get an HD remake, I'm glad it's Wind Waker. The HD really does go a long way for the cel-shaded graphics. To give you an idea, Twilight Princess got an HD remake not too long after, and it looks a bit nicer, but not as nice as the jump from Wind Waker to HD Wind Waker. That being said, there were several changes made in this port to the Wii U, and we will be going over all of those changes, or as many as I can remember at least, because, you know, I'm probably going to forget something. I want to get up here. Don't jump off. And one of the first big changes is the addition of Hero Mode. From the beginning, when you select your file, when you first create your file, you can choose to play on Hero Mode. You can turn this on or off at any time. But what it does is it doubles all damage you take. And remember when I said you could find hearts in grass earlier? Not in Hero Mode. The only way to restore your health is through potions or fairies. Cutting grass will yield no health recovery once we get a sword, which is usually the easiest way to get health. So yeah, double damage and no health recovery. Just to give you an idea of what we are dealing with. Hero Mode is going to be tough, and I'm going to play on Hero Mode. It's going to be tough in the beginning, at least, when we don't have that much health, as I've played through this game in Hero Mode before, and I found that once you get later in the game, Hero Mode doesn't really matter that much, since you're going to be carrying potions and fairies around, and you're going to have enough health that it doesn't matter. But, we'll get to the rest of the differences as we get to them. For right now, let's talk to Ariel. Oh, oi, big brother! Did Grandma make that outfit for you? Oh, wow. You look like you could be way too hot in those clothes. I guess they're pretty neat, though. So anyway, Link, can you close your eyes and hold your hand just for a second? I'm going to give you my most treasured belonging, but just for one day. Happy birthday! I didn't see Link close his eyes and hold out his hands, but I like how we could see Ariel posing in the background with Link. But yes, we got the telescope. This is your sister's most precious belonging. Treasure it dearly. Set it to, well, X, Y, or R, and you can use it by pressing whatever button you set it to. Do it now and see what you can see. And we can also, a nice thing is that since if you're playing with the gamepad, you can literally just slide the item to a button, and it's really easy. Really nice to just equip items really quick. So, well, do you like it? I'm letting you borrow this special gift because you're my big brother. Aren't you lucky? Oh, why don't you try it out right now? Try looking over at the house from here. Well, why don't we try? Go ahead. You can see that this is what it looks like. So you can either like tap on an item, and you can press plus, tap on, go to an item and set it to that. And you can see I set it to X there. I can't really show the gamepad, unfortunately. Or you can slide it. I like to personally have items like the telescope to R, because it's not really... I like to have the X and Y set for buttons that actually do stuff instead of just looking around. But why don't we see what we can go? And Ariel is telling us that we can use the ZL or the ZL. We can use L to zoom in. We can't quit out of this. When I first played this, it took me a while to figure out where she was saying to point to, but if you just point straight forward and zoom in, I zoomed in. Hey, real, I'm looking at him. I'm like right there. Okay, look, do you want me to do this? There we go. He just wasn't in the right spot. The postman looks kind of weird, doesn't he? Ah! Link! The sky! Look up in the sky! Oh, that's the wrong way. Link, this is so terrible. That girl fell into the forest. She needs help. But it's too dangerous for you to go in there without something you can use to defend yourself with. Don't worry, I got your telescope. I'll beat them with this blunt object. Just watch me. So yes, now we need to go head to the forest and rescue the random person that fell and hope to dear God they didn't die from the fall, because that was quite the fall. That was a very high fall, putting it mildly. But I love the look on the bird's face when it knew it was getting hit by a rock. But yes, you can see we have trees on our way. Our mortal enemy. Pokemon strikes again. We can't just slide past these trees or walk around them or climb over them. No, instead, we have to cut them. Telescope, you're not going to do the job, are you? Well, remember what I was saying earlier when I said we don't really need swords, and everyone else saying, yeah, we don't really need swords, there's no monsters or anything. None of that. Oh, also when you swim, you can see in the bottom right, you have a gauge that shows you how long you have to swim. When that hits 0, you will drown and lose a heart. But we're just going to take our sweet time. But we do need something to cut down the trees. We happen to know someone on the island who's good at weapons, so why don't we talk to him? Oh, he has a different intro thing if you enter in here earlier, where he's like pushing on this thing and doing this. You go, Kya? Oh, what is the matter, Link? You have an urgent look about you. Has something happened? Whatever it is, from the look on your face, I suspect it is no laughing matter. What say you, Link? Have you come for serious instruction in the way of the sword? Yes, sir. I like how they just backflip as soon as they start. It goes, very good. Your first lesson shall be the horizontal slice. Face me and press B. Do not fear for my safety. I am ready for you. You know, you couldn't just describe the situation. Okay. Very good. Keep coming at me until you hear me say, very good. But you just keep press B. Don't input any direction on the analog stick, or else you will do something a little different. Because if you do that, then you will do the wrong moves. So, and then he'll hit you back and go, so, yeah. But yes, Link, you can't just tell him, hey, this person fell into the forest, can you, the person who's, like, actually good with weapons, do something about this, because, you know, yeah, totally, don't inform him that you're going to go up to the dangerous mountain, that's why you want a sword. Seriously, though, if he's, like, super good at this, then, you know... Yeah, very good, keep thrusting, don't take that out of context. You don't need to, hold ZL, but you can, as long as you're holding forward on the left stick and pressing B, and the spin attack. There are two ways to do the spin attack. You either just hold B and release, or the way I like to not that. The way I like to do it is just spin the left stick, and that. It gives you a quick spin attack. And this is the parry attack. So, it's not just hold A, but rather, he's going to sort of motion, and then with that, and we ended up on the table. Wow. You can spin around him. There's a lot of little neat things you can do with sword tricks in this game. And then finally the jump attack. Just start pressing A. That was a fine display. And yet, I sense a certain anxiousness in the sword you hold. An eagerness that goes far beyond the mere desire to be wielded on the field of battle. I do not know what has happened, but I have faith in you. Somehow I doubt you will misuse that sword. You may have it, Link. I give it freely. Take the blade with you. And with that, we get a sword, we're holding it in our hand, and also have it sheathed on our back. Because, you know, use it wisely, you don't want to let down the kind old man who entrusted it to you. Since the olden days, the sword has been used to fend off evil. It is a blade infused with the desire to become strong and righteous. Be strong, Link. Well, thanks for the sword, old man. Now I'm gonna go terrorize the town. Hooray! But seriously, like, Link, you couldn't just tell the expert in weaponry that something's happened in the more dangerous part of the mountain, because he's probably better equipped to handle it than you are. Just saying. Well, I think we're about to call the episode there, actually, but before we do, I want to... Actually, no, we'll save that for next episode. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And until next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I usually say that in the opposite order. Wow, I'm just messing up a lot of things today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.